And we are officially live. It has been a minute since we have gone live together. I honestly can't even remember the last time I live streamed. It's been too long. So I'm so happy to be back here with all of you. We've got two special guests that we have in store. It is a special treat. For all of you who've been keeping up with each video that I've released each day, it has all been about New Balance this week. We have been talking New Balance every single day, and we are going to be pretty much concluding the week with two New Balance specialists, of course, Envy's Only, and aka Ron, as well as Sean Go. If you don't know who these two individuals are, you're going to have to follow them by the end of this live stream because they pretty much know everything and anything about New Balance. I don't really know any more experts out there that are as skilled as these two when it comes to talking about this specific brand and all of their silhouettes, sneaker wise. So if you're just hopping in here, what is good? Let's see who's hopping in the chat. Azrael first. What is good? Macy 10 hopping in here early. We got Anthony in the house. Rudrin. Oh, Jan. What's going on, Jan? I need your camera equipment over here, Jan. I hope everything looks good and appropriate and perfect. Hey, Janet. Good to see you in here. Terror Eternal and Willie Steen. Again, tonight is going to be all about New Balance. So definitely bring your questions to the table this evening because Sean, Ron, and I are going to be answering everything and anything New Balance. It is all about how well the brand is doing, specifically this year. It is crazy seeing all of these amazing collaborations that have been pumped out left and right, and they have a lot of amazing things in store for the rest of the year. So we're going to just be talking about our pickups, what we've been wearing New Balance wise, and talk about the brand itself and why we think it has been such a success this year, the past years, and how we see the future for New Balance to be also. What's good, Kittier? It's been too long. Koala Kicks. Shade is officially live. I know it's been so long since I was live. I know I'm a real human being. This is the honest truth. I am really here. What is good, Marley, Jocelyn? We got NBF Forum and Katie B in the house. It is so good to see all of you in here with me live. I know it's been a minute and I've missed all of you so much. We're going to try and get back on that live train here. But if you are just popping in, we got two special guests this evening. So we've got Sean Go. For those of you who do not follow Sean Go, you're going to have to go and do that right now because he pumps out some of the most incredible images I've ever seen when it comes to captivating a sneaker. He does it best. And then we've got Envy's Only in the house, and he curates some of the most amazing photos and videos of New Balance silhouettes. So these two are going to give you all the information you are going to need as far as New Balance goes. So we're going to be bringing them in here in just a minute. Definitely smash that like if you're hopping in here. Hit that subscribe if you have not already. And be sure to comment along the way. We are here to answer all of your questions. You've got the go-to experts in here this evening. So if you have anything that you want to ask about New Balance, be sure to hit those comments. So much New Balance on the shelves. I had to bring the heat out for all of you. I really did. Donovan Velez, we are going to definitely get into our favorite New Balances of the year, just in general. So definitely stick around for this ride. It's going to be a fun one. What's good, Raider Frank the Tank? Aloha. Are you in Hawaii right now? Because I'm jealous if you are. Anyone enter the raffle for 550s on end? Yes, indeed. Katie, I literally have to enter every single raffle because you never know. Karith Lewis, what's poppin'? Good to have you in here this evening. We got the whole Shade family here tonight. I'm feeling it. It's going to be a good one. I am just about to bring in our guest here. Again, I mean, both of them really don't need much of an introduction, but we are going to let them introduce themselves here shortly. So let's bring both of them in here. What's good, Ron? Also
What's up,
known
Marissa?
as NB's Only. I know we have a face to your name, and I'm so happy to have you in here this evening.
Good to see you again. I think it's been about 5 months, almost six. So,
Crazy,
hoping that we do
right?
this.
It
Yeah.
time had everyone. Ron was in here. We
Mhm.
had the most heated evening talking about all of our favorite New Balances of 2021. I feel like we could have gone on honestly for I don't know 5 6 hours. Ron, to be honest with you.
We could have. We could have. If the caffeine was next to us, we probably could have.
Exactly. I'm like with Ron's factory house he's got behind him there. We definitely could have gone actually for a few days. You guys would have had to make a pit stop at Starbucks or something just to keep yourselves caffeinated. But again, Ron, it is always a pleasure to have you in here. We've also got another guest who I actually wanted to have on with us, Ron, last time, and that is Sean Go. I know you know who Sean is. You've seen his incredible images. He is one of the best when it comes to just creating amazing content when it comes to imagery for sneakers. So without further ado, here we go.
What's up? How's it going?
I'm like, I gotta move right to my camera, guys. It shifted. Good to have you in here, Sean.
Thank
For
you so
those
much
of
for having
you
me.
who don't know Sean, he goes by the name of Sean Go, and he's also a big time YouTuber. And you do stunning photography. What can I say, Sean? We can learn so
I
much
do
from
have to
you.
say though, I am far from I think the expert here is obviously Ron. I'm just like a guy. I'm probably just like you. We just like have an unhealthy obsession with New Balance, so I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. It's weird to call
Ron is the
myself an
god
expert.
here. The evening
Stop.
goes to Ron.
Stop.
I'm like, we got to bow down to the
Stop.
New Balance god over here. Should
I
we
agree.
change your
Stop.
name, Ron, to New Balance god?
Stop. Stop. Hardly, but you can call me that. No, I was kidding.
Enjoyed Hawaii videos. I
Sean,
know.
good to finally link up, man.
Yeah, man. Like we've talked for I don't know how long over
Yeah.
DMs, but it's the first face to face, I think.
Yep. About time.
I know. We have brought you two together, literally. We got Jesus Christ in the house. Great laundry. Everyone who's just hopping in tonight, we are talking all about New Balance. Tonight is all about New Balance this evening, and I've got two of the greatest experts. We've got the god in the house over to my left, and we got Sean, the one who is the god of photography when it comes to sneakers. And I can't wait to talk about what the two of you have been wearing this week. The weather here in New York has been very temperamental and frustrating. I thought it was going to be sunny today, but all of a sudden it started thundering, lightning, rain. There was hail. So yeah, it's been fun trying to figure out what to wear each day.
Yeah.
What about you, Ron? Let's start with you.
Yeah.
What has been on Ron's feet this week?
So by the front door, I got the gray 990s. I always have some gray 990s up front. I think it's V4s this week. I'm hold on my feet right now. I'll slip these off real quick. Today I wore the SNS 991.
Oof.
Probably one of my favorite drops of the year. It looks black, but it's actually navy.
Wow,
Yeah.
it does look black.
Yeah, like if you're like this, you can see that it's navy, but it appears like white and black. But this is a shoe that I've been wearing a lot lately. I don't know why. I think the simple white and black, you can just kind of wear it with everything. So very much like you, Marissa, the Chicago weather has been temperamental. So it's been a lot of there's a model called the New Balance Hero. It's like a trail shoe that I have a waterproof version up front too. So on those rainy days, I'm usually wearing that. So I between like those 990s, these 991s, and the Hero, that's kind of been it's today's Wednesday. That's been my week so far.
You can't go wrong. I mean, listen, that's my saying. I always wear black and sometimes dark gray. Those are my safety colors, as I call it. So whenever I need a safety color sneaker to wear, I always go with that color combination. So I can definitely see why you're rocking that. I love the Goosebumps tee, by the way.
Thank you.
I'm a
That's fire.
huge Goosebumps fan. I was obsessed. I pretty much read every book. And then, obviously when it was on Nickelodeon, I couldn't miss an episode.
And shout out to our boy Destron for the swag. The amazing Hawaii 2. that they did drop in the
Kawhi
Goosebumps
Leonard.
collab. So yeah, it's
Of course you have the full head to toe look, Ron. I mean, of course. Somebody was asking actually what your channel is, Ron. I think we need to create one for you shortly. I think it needs to happen. I really do.
I'm gonna task you with it, Marissa.
All right.
Yeah.
Right now, Ron does not have a YouTube channel, but he has an incredible curation of everything New Balance on Instagram. So NBSONLY is his Instagram name. So definitely go there and follow him because he doesn't miss a beat, really. I mean, I don't even know how you have time to do it, Ron, but you're always pumping out New Balance content left and right. I always know I'm going to find something new on your page.
I'm here to serve you guys.
So let's see here, Sean. What has been on your list for this week?
For what I've worn, right? We're talking about on feet. So
On
I've actually
feet.
been breaking in those Teddy Santis New Balances quite a bit. I've kind of left them at the door, and they kind of been my everyday go-to. So I've worn the V2 and the V3 Marbleheads and the V3 Sea Salts. So those have I've worn them pretty much every day since I got them. And then I sprinkled in the End Clothing collab with the Gray Heron 1500s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
a little
Feel
sprinkle.
a little fancy there.
A little
Yeah.
something, something.
That's pretty much it.
I mean,
because I'm not doing like a dedicated week like you, so I've kind of had to mix up some other brands, but you know.
You could do it though, Sean. You'll be dropping New Balance, and I'm just like, wait, how did Sean get these? I didn't even know these were releasing. You just like throw me for curveballs every single week. You really do. What's good, Katie, is you keep losing at every chance to get a Teddy Santis pair. So hard to get my hands on them in Canada. Well, Katie, Sean Go is based in Canada. So any advice for her?
Without sounding like a salesman, like I'm part of a group that has like website monitors and stuff like that, Soul Savvy. So I find it personally very helpful. So I was able to catch a couple, I don't know, like restocks, but I don't know. Like the good thing is the resale prices on those, the resale prices aren't that bad from what I know.
Well, you might have to check on the secondary market for those, Katie. Maybe you can snag a pair, depending on your size, is what I always say.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Sometimes you just hit the lottery, and it's like, oh, thank God I'm the sneaker size. And other times you're like, why am I this size? Can I cut off a toe? I can cut off a toe. I don't need all of them.
Me and Ron are pretty safe. I think we're around the same size.
What sneaker size are you two? I already forgot.
I'm usually like a 10, 9.5, 10.
Yeah. Okay,
yep.
Yeah,
I'm the same. I'm a 10. Yeah.
It's a good size. Lots of inventory.
Yes, exactly.
What's good, Angela? Wesley saying you still need the teddies. I mean, listen, I definitely want to get into actually maybe the first topic of New Balance being just very difficult to cop. And I think there are a lot of people who've been New Balance fans, and I feel bad in a sense because I know that they have loved New Balance for such a long period of time. And now it's become this point in time where they can't even get a New Balance to save their lives. So what do you think has kind of created this buzz and hype around New Balance and how they basically got voted the #1 sneaker brand of the year? Ron, you want to start?
Yeah, I can take that one. So I think part of what's kind of launched New Balance in the last 2 years has been the collaborations team. They've really elevated everything they've done. Because if you look at years past, New Balance has been cranking out collabs for decades. It's been a long time. I think what's really elevated it now is Joe Grondin's team, Kev Trotman, Jordan, shout out to you guys. Again, you guys are doing big things there. And and I think Joe has said this on some podcasts too, is that what he likes to do is partner with some brands that are maybe undiscovered or maybe on the up and up, right? Like brands like a Casablanca, for example. Not many people kind of knew what Casablanca was before the launch of those shoes. So
it's a French Moroccan designer, and he does very kind of high fashion runway shows with the products he releases. And I mean, they're pretty high price point too, but they're so unique and different. And like the whole aspect of it being featured on the tennis courts and like these super bougie lobby hotels, it really makes you want to own a pair of sneakers, because I'm like, man, maybe I can hang out in those hotels too. Maybe I can do that. I mean, this is by far my favorite Casablanca to release. I couldn't even afford it in my normal size, so I sized down on this and take the insole off. So I had to take one for the team. But I mean,
we've all done it,
right? I mean, you just gotta do what you gotta do.
It.
Sometimes you really do. Yeah. We got a lot of Casablanca fans in there. Hold your hands up if you guys own, some Casablancas. But I definitely, I've got a couple. Just let me see if I can actually hold all three of these up so you guys can see. Oh wait, these are not going. It's not the right side. We're not showing the massive N. But yeah, I mean, it's just so cool how different each of, these collabs have been with Casablanca. And I love the fact that, if you're not into these bright pops of color, it's cool because he came out with a simple Dalmatian kind of concept for the black and white pair. But then, the middle pair actually reminds me of Morocco and when I went and visited Marrakesh. But I agree with you, Ron, on how they've been pretty selective.
Yeah. And if you look at like Casablanca outside of like the fashion world, not many people knew, right? Like, especially sneaker world, right? Like, I'm sure, Sean, you probably never heard of Casablanca, right? Before New Balance. Like,
never.
I didn't either. So seeing New Balance kind of introduce some of those newer brands is kind of one respect as to why the popularity has been like otherworldly. I think another is a supply thing. We obviously had COVID the last 2 years. So, as you see, a lot of consumer packaged goods are kind of hard to come by right now. So you have, shortages with workers in factories. In addition to, there was some shifting with the New Balance factories as well. So in America, there was a New Balance factory in Lawrence, Massachusetts. It has since closed. They opened up a newer facility in Methuen, Massachusetts, but there was a little bit of a gap in between when that old one closed.
I love this information, Ron. I'm like,
I love this.
Where are you finding this? I'm like, I've never even heard of these towns, Methuen.
Yeah, but yeah, there's and again, I think this is just a piece of kind of the puzzle here. I think that we're looking at all the hype, right? There's a popularity of two models that 2 years ago nobody really even talked about. The 2002R and the 550.
Somebody actually just asked about the 2002R. Thoughts on the DTLR 2002R as well as the 990 V3? Trevon Henry.
Yeah, the 2002, it's a shoe that did come out almost 15, 20 years ago.
Is that crazy? It's been out for 15 years, but I feel like people think that it just actually was created this past year.
Well, there's one variant. So this midsole is from the 860 V2. So it does carry a different midsole, but I mean, they launched a shoe about a year and a half ago, and it's kind of been gangbusters in like every colorway or pack. It actually has almost like the comfort of like a 990, and it's not made in the USA. So
I would even say that the 2002R is more comfortable to me, my personal.
Yeah, and I've heard that from a lot of people too.
Which is crazy because it's not made in the USA or made in UK, which are typically what I'm drawn most to.
Yep. Yeah. Usually the quality and comfort from US or UK are really what you're paying for. So again, for like a lesser price point now, again, these models are selling out just like, the hype stuff is. So, I mean, you kind of mix all those things together, and that's why we're all wearing half size down, taking the insoles out, right?
Had to do it. It was like $600 or $300. So you're like, I'm going to take the insole out. I mean, think about that. I mean, I'm going to squeeze in there. I'll make it happen. I'll make it work.
Yep.
What's good, everyone who's just jumping in here? We've got Ron in the house as well as Sean in the house. We're talking everything New Balance. We've just gotten to this topic about why New Balance has become so hype and how they're so successful. It's becoming very difficult to even just cop a pair. Even a GR pair, I mean, those are getting even more complicated. I think that the 550 silhouette is one of those silhouettes even that I know a lot of my girlfriends are like, hey, Marissa, help us out. Like, how do we get this? I'm like, I actually haven't even seen those sitting on any shelves in any stores. But, you know, what's interesting that I saw the other day, I was in a mall in Pennsylvania, and every single store had a New Balance in a glass case. And I'm trying to think back a year ago, 2 years ago, like I never would have imagined a store actually encasing in the glass display in the front of the store a 990 V3. I don't know if you would expect to see that, Ron, but that was pretty shocking. And then in another store, I saw a 327 in the glass case. So I'm like, wow, there are actually stores now that are really starting to back New Balance. You're seeing less and less Jordans kind of in that main front display.
For sure. I think it's been publicized too, a little bit of the Foot Locker, Nike kind of
weaning off of it.
Yeah, that's a whole nother pod or you know, telecast we can talk about. But yeah, when we're talking about New Balance, though, like you're starting to see retailers do gravitate towards New Balance to kind of not replace Nike, but you know, in essence, it's not surprising to see what you saw in that mall.
Mm-hmm.
On that note, though, Ron, how you mentioned about like COVID and like production delays and stuff, I've spoken to some of the smaller local boutiques here in like my area in Toronto, and like these small companies have been trying to get New Balance onto their shelves. So I feel like it's almost to the point where you already have limited supply, and then it's getting distributed so thinly among all these different retailers. So once they put up like a one size run, it sells out right away, and then the consumer is going to be like, well, it's botted, or like, oh, it's like backdoored. But the reality is, it's just lack of supply.
And it's very limited where you are too, Sean, in comparison to in the States. I mean, you guys have slim pickings out there. So when you have like a couple stores and they can't even get New Balance, it's like, oh my God, what are we supposed to do here?
I see those like the Joe Fresh Goods Instagram shop. Like he's like, oh, it's live. And I try to check out. It's like, oh, can't sell it in your country.
Oh man, we got to get you an address over here. We got to get you another place or something, Sean. Just got to come across the border a couple times for your kicks.
I have to like spoof my phone or something. I don't know. So it thinks I'm in New York or something.
Make it think that you're in a completely different location, you know, or call a couple friends and family members. See who you got.
We're the same size, man. So again, we'll be talking.
Sounds good.
Lucky to have the same size as Ron. Ron, I don't know if I can make it there.
You just need the tissue in the front.
A couple like extra insoles, right? I'll just stock up on 4 pairs of insoles in my sneakers. That's what they do in the modeling industry. I mean, it's hilarious because they always ask you, you know, you're about to go on the runway and they're like, oh, what size are you? Doesn't honestly matter because they already have one pair of sneakers, or not even sneakers, heels for you. It's going to fit or it's not. It's between a size 11 or a size 7. So you're either stuffing your foot and praying to God you're not going to fall on your face. But it's always been so funny to me because, you know, it's like there's this ongoing joke, oh, what size are you? But it doesn't really matter because they usually only have one pair of whatever, you know, shoe or heel they have.
Marissa's got force fields in those heels.
Oh yeah. As I say, you gotta have to pay me to wear high heels these days. Going to work in my New Balance and I'm leaving in my New Balance. That's kind of been my game this whole entire week. So I actually wore some 550s today, but I definitely scuffed them up on the streets today because somebody stepped on me.
Oh,
it was painful.
I will say,
which color was it?
Even the GR 550s, they're tanks. You know,
man,
the canvas.
You see, let's see if we can even get the clear. Do you see that mark? Yeah. That was somebody who backstepped on me. My least favorite thing in New York is when people stop and you're walking behind them, and then it's like the backstep, and you're like, no, not the toe box. Why?
Yeah. I've seen that shoe actually tends to, I don't want to say it's a dust magnet, but it tends to show like wear right away.
It shows
it's pretty rough.
Everything. Yeah. And actually, I was shocked when I got these in hand because these just look so much more yellow in person.
Yep.
I like it though. I dig it. I dig it.
It's different,
Yeah.
right? It's got a little
Yeah.
different kind of hue to it. But
Mhm.
I actually feel like the canvas is a bit more comfortable than the leather. The leather, I'm having a hard time breaking in on my 550s. It's my narrow
Yeah.
feet. They just barely touch the toe box. So I'm like, come on, leather, break
Oh,
in. You know you want to
try
break
having
in.
wide feet with the GR 550s.
Yeah.
It's not pretty.
It's not so pretty on the toes.
No, 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 no.
Yeah, you know what?
I
I don't know if I'll be wearing a ton of the 550 in the summer, just because again, like outside of that canvas one, they're all leather, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, they got me through the winters. You know, like they were a great alternate to a boot, just because, especially the GRs, I felt you could just
yeah, they're
wipe.
tanks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Wear
like this.
those out.
Yeah, I mean, I wore this for almost 6 months, and half the time the dirt got on it, you could just wipe it right off. Like
That's
I
the
felt
perfect
like,
color
yeah,
combination, Ron. Man,
yeah,
I need to
yeah,
get some 550s in a darker color because all mine
yeah.
are just getting destroyed and annihilated.
Yeah, the white ones tend to get
It's
scuffed and beat
just,
up, and yeah,
if a quarter were to fall out of the sky, though, it would land on my foot. So I don't know what it is about my feet, but I have a magnet for just getting stepped on, things just dropping out of nowhere on me, a bird just flying by and pooping on me. I don't know what it is. I have magnets all over my sneakers. So one of these days that luck will go away. I'm hoping.
Mhm.
But we have NB Fanatic in here saying the reselling game has made sneakers harder to grab in general, and it finally made its way over to the New Balance world once the pandemic went into full swing. What are your thoughts on that, you two?
I did want to ask you guys though. So like, obviously reselling has been a thing for Nike, Jordan, and a couple of years ago, Adidas with Yeezys and the Boost and all that stuff. But like, was there like a key moment where you kind of realized like, wow, New Balance is not safe from that anymore?
I mean, I will say, so I went to pick up some New Balance actually in Jersey City, and there were maybe 7 people actually in line, but out of the 7 people, I could already tell. I'm like, these 2 people love New Balance, and the other 5, like, they're just trying to cop. I could hear their conversations. I mean, they're just all about selling the sneakers, and it's really sad, because these smaller boutique stores are maybe getting 10 pairs at most, and you do get these hardcore New Balance lovers out there who are hoping to snag a first serve pair, and they just can't. And it's because you've got these resellers who are hoping to make $10 off of a sneaker at the end of the day sometimes. And you're just like, really? For $10? I will give you $10 right now just to let me take that pair if that's, what the sneaker means to you. What
yeah.
about
I
you,
mean,
Ron?
yeah. When you're looking at limited numbers of anything, it's always going to be, a resell, item. I think one point that Sean made earlier is that the resale actually isn't that high for a lot of New Balance shoes. So like if you're impatient and you're buying the week or day of something drops, yeah, it's going to be a little high, right? But
Mm-hmm.
if you wait a week, wait a couple weeks, and if you don't score on a restock, you could probably pick up the pair that you were clamoring for 25, $50 tops, on the pair that you originally wanted. So I think that the resale numbers aren't that crazy. Again, that's for a lot of like some of the recent Amélie Leondor pairs, or some of the Kith pairs still run pretty high with the resale, but like
Mm-hmm.
there's still like some stuff that you can get for not much more than retail. I think so. Ironically, I actually gravitated towards New Balances because of the resale game. I
Yeah,
was
I was going to say
dabbling
that.
for, yeah, like Nikes, Air Maxes, you name it. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I used to work in a Nike town, put it that way. So like I
Were you
was,
rocking New Balances in that Nike town, Ron?
yeah, I know.
Walking to work and then taking them
Yeah.
off and hiding them, stashing them in
Yeah.
your locker.
I mean, it was one of those things where I had always dabbled with New Balance as like for every like 5 pairs of Nikes, I'd always have a pair of 990s with it, or again,
I
I
think
always
we're in the
dabbled with
exact
New
same
Balance.
boat. I think we're in the
Yeah,
exact same boat. Yeah.
yeah. So I again, like I started gravitating more towards New Balance when I just got tired of like watching anyone and everyone pick up, every Jordan I wanted or every Kobe I wanted. So that again is kind of how I actually started to gravitate towards New Balance. But yeah, I think unfortunately it's just a part of the game right now. I hate to say just shrug your shoulders, but my only advice is just be patient, because I think a lot of what you might want, there are a lot of pairs of, and again, you can score if you're patient.
I wanted to add though, like in addition to the fact that Nikes and Jordans were being resold and flipped like crazy, and it was pretty much you had to pay resale at times if you wanted the shoe.
Yep.
Aside from that, though, I think the quality aspect of New Balance is really what like got me on board.
I honestly don't even know. People I say this to all the time. I'm like, you got to hold one in hand and tell me that the quality is bad from a made in USA or made in UK New Balance.
Totally.
And I'm not even talking about like the collaborations. I'm talking about like the GRs that sit on shelves and that eventually go on sale. Like the made in US, made in UK pairs, they're ridiculously great quality. And then they sit on shelves so often, and you can get them for a fraction of the price, which is amazing.
Letitia in the house. She is a major New Balance fan. Good to see you in here, girl. You heard, let's put this up here. So she's saying it was around the end of 2021. I heard people saying in 2022 they were going to start buying more New Balance, and my biggest fear happened. New Balance Hype 2022. Oh. Well, I'm seeing it firsthand. And again, the sneaker I was picking up where, I was seeing all of the resellers were my Sea Salt 990s. And these are beautiful. I'm obsessed with these.
Can I show you my latest pickup, actually?
Yes, let's see it, Sean. What is your latest pickup? You too, Ron. Let's see what your latest pickup is. Ooh. That is.
So this is it's part of the Teddy 16. I don't know what the colorway is, but it's
like let me get my postcard out. Let's see which level this one's in.
That one,
I think it's like the second one. Is it the second one back, I think?
Yeah, I think second one from the back.
Is that
Sean,
navy?
I can't see your screen, so I can't see.
It's like cream with like gray.
Okay, is it the
80? Yeah, 83.
Yeah, 83. Yeah, that's the next Teddy drop. Yeah,
so
nice on that team early over there.
This might be my favorite.
Yeah, no, that one is gorgeous. That one is definitely gorgeous.
Silver Bear Vision Racers.
Yeah,
I don't see you two wearing I don't see you two wearing the Vision Racers. I don't know. I have a pair.
No, that's not my thing.
Okay. I've worn them.
Listen, guys. Guess how much height you get. This is my favorite. I mean, this is the only colorway I went after, but I mean, you should see how tall I am in the streets of New York. Oh my God. I'm like 6 feet in these bad boys. They're great.
They're actually comfortable. Like, I didn't think they were going to be. They're actually pretty comfortable.
And the insole, did you notice what the insole looks like? It's crazy. I'm going to pull it out for you guys to see, but look at that. It's like bumpy. It like almost has a little massage bubbles. Yeah, it's kind of like the Salehi, but not as cool as that pair that you've got, Sean, I must say. I hope that that's one of the 16 that I'm able to cop.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys can.
You got a few more weeks. You can.
A few more weeks.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
let's see. For me, I'm just playing catch up with Marissa. I actually just got these in the mail today. I got my Miami Drive 990s.
Oh, I love them.
It's perfect for summer. I'm actually debating, do I put in the blue lace over the white? I'm leaning towards the blue.
I love these. I think the only thing I would have changed, honestly, is I would have preferred not having the orange on there, but I'm okay with it. It works.
That's a great example of a shoe that I think is fire, and it kind of sat for a few hours.
Yeah. They actually re-released a few pairs of these today, actually.
Yep. They're restocked today.
Yeah, they restocked today. So
I was so worried it was going to be like an instant sellout, but it was better than I thought.
I've gotten a lot of compliments on these. This is just a great summer shoe, though. Can't go wrong with it.
Yeah, it's perfect. I got those sea salts that you picked up. Marissa. Mine are en route. So
En route, you're
again,
gonna love them, Ron.
I'm playing catch up to you.
I still am. I'm waiting on a pair as well, some Joe Fresh goods. But this was my latest pickup.
Oof.
Sweet.
I still need.
I don't know if is that a hot take, but I think this colorway is better than the exclusive blue one.
So that's the one I'm supposed to get in tomorrow, and I was bummed because I really wanted to
Yeah.
show you both of the pair together.
I like them both, Sean, but I do like this one more. And like, if we were doing a top list of the end of the year now, this would make a top 3 for me.
Yeah.
New Balance Fanatic is having trouble, everybody, with his size 13. I think he needs some advice from the two of you. He's only been able to grab some 992s and 993s, but it sounds like these are some GRs.
Honestly, there's nothing wrong with GRs. Like I was saying, I think they're the general release New Balances that they have that are available in size 13. They're fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. 13's tough just because if you think of like a size run, like the shape of a rainbow, right? Like you got 7 on one end and 13 on the other. So like, you only get like one size or one pair allocated to each size. Whereas in the middle, you might get 3 9s, 4 10s, so it's tough. Like on even a GR13, if you just watch like a live link, you'll see one of the first pairs to go will usually be a men's 13, just because those tend to be just rare.
So rare. I mean, you rarely even see those in store. Yeah. Like if you're hoping to just snag a pair, when I went to pick up the sea salts, everybody was asking for size 12, and they're like, we got literally one pair in the store. So you're fighting for one pair that the store is getting.
Yep.
Cut off some toes, people. No, just kidding. Don't do that.
Binding our feet here.
Just trying to help you out. We got a lot of Sean Go fans in the house.
Hey, respect. Thank you, guys.
Been chasing Joe Fresh Good 9060 for 2 weeks. Copped cookies on the way. Accidentally copped 2 pairs of the baby showers. Hey, people would be so jealous to have copped 2 pairs of those. I'm not hating on the baby shower blue colorway. I think, I'll be more interested to see what they look like in hand, because even when I got, this pair in hand, the pink honestly looks different than the images that I saw. So definitely a different take than I expected, but I'm happy with the outcome of these, and they're super comfortable.
Yeah, and this is where New Balance does a good job of introducing new silhouettes with a collaboration. Even like the relaunch of the 992, having Joe Fresh Goods kick that off was, again, like a banner move. And I think for this model, I think everyone's kind of clamoring for the GRs of that. And it's because of this shoe. So.
All right. So we've got a lot of people asking questions about the Ame Leon D'Or 991s that just dropped. Thoughts on those?
Before I went to sleep last night, hit on both raffles, so I'm looking forward to those. In terms of which color I like better, I think the gray and green one is my favorite, just because it's a bit more wearable. And I like suede over leather, but honestly, you can't go wrong with either one.
Yeah, I think it's like time of year, right? I think that the gray green would probably pop right now, but then come fall time, you're gonna rock the other one more.
For sure.
No, good, nice on hitting on both of those. I was a fool and didn't realize that it was only a 24-hour live link, so I completely slept.
Oh no, Ron!
Yeah, I know. I should know better.
Those 24-hour links are frustrating. Even a minute later, that's me like 10 minutes after the 24-hour mark. Like, let me just...
Yeah.
Oh my God, I missed it by 10 minutes. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. No, and that's the story of my life. I'm Central Time, so when I see 11 o'clock, I am thinking like, oh, it's, I get another hour, but I don't. But I think the shoe's gorgeous. I'm hearing a lot of people kind of miffed about the price point. I know that it's high at $275. It is definitely higher than your GR 991, which typically is about 220, 230, around that much. But
Mm-hmm.
you're looking again at a collab with premium materials, and even like the UK off the Flimby anniversary pair that
Ah,
retails
the
75 too.
Flimbies, those are, listen, that quality is
Mhm.
perfection.
Yep. And that retails at
Perfection.
275. So
It's a pretty
I
steep
initially had
price
sticker shock.
point. It
Yeah.
really is, but you really are truly paying for the quality and where,
Yep.
the sneakers themselves are being made also. So it
Mhm.
is one of those things where I tell people, don't knock them till you have them in hand and you try them on foot. You're never going to want to take them off. I promise you. I have turned so many of my friends into New Balance heads. Now, they are constantly just sending me pictures of New Balance. I'm like, I got it, guys. I got it. I know. You need to
Did you
just
guys see
have
the
an entire
the
collection.
ALD clothing collection for the 991s?
Mhm.
Did you see the prices on those things? Like, holy
They
crap!
were steep.
What in the
Listen,
world? It was
just
like
going into the store alone, I can't even spend $300 on a t-shirt. It's too much for me. And it's
it
just,
kind
I
of it
get
made me
it.
feel better about the price of the shoes because I'm like,
Right?
I'd rather pay that for a shoe than 3/4 of that for a t-shirt because
If
that's
you
what
want to
they're
make
charging.
yourself feel better, just look at the apparel line, everybody. That'll make you
Mhm.
feel good about your purchase on a
Yeah,
sneaker. Believe
exactly.
me, you're gonna wear the sneaker more than you will, the pair of sweatpants or t-shirt that you
Mhm.
put your investment in. And
Mhm.
I mean, obviously they're pretty basic too, so there's nothing like fireworks about them. Obviously, it's pretty high quality, but man, they are steeply priced, to say the least. You'll complete your outfit for a total of $1,000. So we've got somebody asking a question. I know it's not quite mainstream New Balance, but I also really love what they're doing in the soccer world. Their kits are fantastic, and I'm really excited about the Raheem Sterling collab coming soon. What do you think about
I
that,
mean,
Ron? I feel like this is you.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, they partner with a lot of European teams. They did lose out on one of the world's most popular teams, Liverpool, which ended up jumping to Nike. But they do have a lot of fire kits out there. I know Roma has one. There's a bunch. I actually like the only ones I own are still Liverpool ones. They're just for me in the summertime. I love wearing soccer kits just because they breathe so well, and you can just throw them on with a pair of shorts and run out the door. Um, but yeah, they have that partnership with Sterling too. That I think he had a 327 drop about a week or 2 weeks ago as well. That sold out instantly as well. So they definitely have a presence over there.
Letitia, picking up your pair. Your pink cookie got accepted. Congratulations, girl. Happy for you. It's a solid cop. Somebody is asking a question, Sean. This looks like a good one for you, but they're looking for any other New Balance groups or chats. Going to look into Soul Savvy.
I'm actually part of a Discord that's a New Balance focused. So I don't know if you can connect with me. Maybe I can link that to you, but just a bunch of good dudes that are into New Balance and we just share links, talk about it, and all that good stuff.
All right, Wesley, there you go. So definitely connect with him
Yeah,
offline and he'll get
yeah,
you
yeah.
introduced to the New Balance fam.
Yeah. Yeah, there's also, if you're on Facebook as well, there is a buy sell group as well. That's I think it's got like 30,000 people. It's pretty big.
Oh, wow,
Um,
30,000.
yeah, if you DM, he actually runs the New Balance hoops page. His name was Eric. If you ping him, he can probably link you to it as well. Shout out Eric. But yeah, definitely peep that. I've copped a few pairs from that group as well, and pretty friendly group.
All right, good to know. So definitely check that out if you are interested in expanding your New Balance take in other groups outside of obviously the three of us. There are New Balance groups out there, everyone. So don't think that you are alone in your love and passion for New Balance. We eat, sleep, and breathe New Balance, and I definitely am excited to see kind of how the community is growing, even though it is becoming a bit more difficult to cop these sneakers. There's still love and passion for the rest of us. So I love when the resale price drops, because that's when I like to pick up and reach back for sneakers that I haven't been able to cop. Someone is asking specifically on our take on the silhouette of the 9060.
To me, it's an interesting looking shoe. It's one of those, you either love it or you hate it kind of shoes.
Definitely
I think it's pretty fire.
Feet look longer, right, Sean?
Yeah, it does, and it's very, very comfortable, I have to say. So I'm personally excited to see like a GR gray 9060 and maybe like a navy 9060, because it's not just about the collabs, guys.
Yeah. There are some solid colorways that New Balance drops that are not collabs. You just have to, have your eyes open, and you never know. You could walk into a store and it's sitting there on the shelf, but there are definitely some solid colorways outside of these. So if you can't cop these, don't settle for that loss. Go into the store, look around on websites, and you'll be able to find some really dope fire pairs.
Yeah, a lot of the GR colorways are still coming. I think Q3 we're going to start to see the first kind of wave of the.
Oops, you froze there, Ron.
Oh, yep. Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, for those 9060s, the general release colorways, you should start to see Q3, like beginning Q3.
Yeah.
All the intel, Ron. My goodness. Ron knows all, everybody.
David McDavid. Shout out to Joe's New Balance outlet. That's also a place that I've shopped on eBay.
Ah, where's this at?
In the chat somewhere. Joe's New Balance outlet is my go-to spot.
I don't think I've heard of that spot though before. Yeah. I'm like, wait a second.
So Marissa,
do I need to check that out?
They have a website. If you just Google Joe's New Balance outlet, it is like either remaindered stock or past season stuff. But he also has a New Balance, or I'm sorry, an eBay store too. And actually the trick is whatever you see on the website, buy it on eBay, because it's usually free shipping on eBay.
Oh, genius. I'm definitely going to check that out. Looks like we've got a basketball question here. Have any of you dabbled with New Balance's basketball sneakers? What are your thoughts with its performance compared to other brands like Nike, Adidas, and Jordan?
The only one I've tried is the Kawhi 2.
The Kawhi 2.
Yeah, Kawhi 2.
See if I can find the one that New Balance actually sent me the other day.
What did you get?
These
is that the 2X?
So, no, these are the 9000s.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah, they're the BB 9000.
BB 9000s. Yeah. And I actually, I don't mind these. I haven't tried a New Balance basketball sneaker before. I like to base my performance off of volleyball. But these are, I was pretty shocked when I pulled these out of the box, because I think that this is just a really sleek look that they gave this. And it was based off of a boot, which is kind of interesting. And maybe that's why I like it so much, because it's kind of that in-between boot sneaker. But it's a really cool, solid colorway. And, comfort-wise, these are pretty comfy. What do you think, though, in comparison to other brands?
I'm pretty particular about what I wear to ball in. And I do have a bit of a wider foot. No, I don't know about those. I love New Balance, but I don't know about those. The Kawhi 2s, they were solid. I wouldn't say that they're the best. I do prefer something like a KD 14, but that's just personal preference. It's not bad for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I heard it's an upgrade over the Kawhi 1.
Yeah, So I have to co-sign that. The Kawhi 2 is, I think, light years better than the Kawhi 1 performance-wise. I have not taken mine to the court yet, the 2 yet. Just like you, Marissa, I'm more of a volleyball player, so I'll
Ron,
play
you play
indoor.
volleyball. My God, we need to start a volleyball team. Sean, you play volleyball?
I know. All right. Done.
I don't, but I can learn, or I can be your mascot.
We can teach you. It's all right.
Yes, you can.
We need to start a New Balance volleyball team.
Yes. Yeah. But okay, I have to say, like, Nike does have kind of the bar as far as performance hoops. I also prefer like a Kobe or a Kyrie, for the court as well. I've tried like the New Balance two way, which I like the shoe. It's a little hard to get on. I had to put like an aftermarket insole in there for it to kind of work for me. I like the traction on it, but that's kind of where I draw the line there. Again, I've yet to try the Kawhi 2. Again, shout out to Esron for blessing. I do want to give that a try. But yeah, I see everything kind of on the up and up when you look at, who they're not collaborating with, but they've just signed Zach LaVine. There's a plethora of players now in the NBA that are wearing New Balance. I only see more of that R&D going into the court shoes. Sean Sweeney and that team again do a really good job with introducing newer silhouettes that again improve on the next. So again, I'm anxious to see what is coming this fall because again they're building back up, right? Like this was something that they stopped doing basketball shoes like in the 80s, early 90s, and that was it. Now here we are again. They're reusshering a lot of these newer silhouettes. So
the 550 was a basketball silhouette. I mean,
it was.
And the 650, yeah. I can't imagine playing basketball in these, though. There is no way I could run down the court. I feel like my feet would be in so much pain. But yeah, this is what they were playing basketball in. They're bringing it back.
Have you guys ever tried on that Converse Weapon? Like, that was the NBA shoe.
There is
in the
no
80s.
way.
Never.
I don't know how they... I want to see what their toes look like.
Yeah.
It must have been really messed up.
LeBron toes.
LeBron toes, real messed up. Getting a pedicure must have been interesting for those players back in the day. I can't even imagine. Like, what sneakers are you wearing? Those goosebumps though. Those are fire. You'll definitely have to report back, Ron, when you try those.
We'll do.
So somebody actually had a pretty specific question here, Sean, and or actually was saying that you said the 960s in your review were more comfortable than the 992s. So that's Letitia. She can't wait to try hers, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's all personal preference. Like if you'd like something a bit softer underfoot, I think 9060 is the way to go. But 992 is still super, super comfortable. It's a bit firmer, and I think you can wear it maybe for longer hours in a day, but personal preference.
So here is a question that we've got from Katie Daylight. There was some time years ago when the Rose 997, Kennedys, etc. came out alongside ASIC's 25 anniversary, Sauconys, etc. And after that, hype went down again. Do you think that's happening again soon?
The thing that I'm skeptical about, like when people say the hype's going to die, is because there's just so many silhouettes that aren't in the limelight right now. For example, my favorite of all time is the 999, and I haven't seen a single thing about that in years. And then there's like the 997 and 998, which have arguably been their most iconic silhouettes of all time. And we haven't seen a single thing from any of those. So I feel like it's not like an Adidas Boost kind of thing where everything was riding on Ultra Boost and NMD and Yeezys. It was
exactly.
There's a lot more in the archives that they can bring out.
Yeah, that's a good point, Sean. The 999 is a model that we could potentially see that as a kind of a bring back, right? Like the 992 was kind of the one that is starting to get ushered out right now.
I love my 992s too. Gonna have to put them in the freezer.
It's hard to beat the comfort, really, of any 99X shoe. Like they're all amazing. But yeah, when it comes to the 999. Also a shoe that, Sean, I'm with you aesthetically. I think that shoe is gorgeous, but I'm also, I don't know about an all day wear on that shoe. I usually have to throw like an aftermarket insole in it to get by. But yeah, the 999 though is definitely a model that I will not be surprised to see that brought back in the next couple of years.
Can you imagine if they did like a ALD 999? Holy cow.
Yeah. They'll launch with that probably. Or actually, I'm sorry, Joe Freshgoods will probably do it. Who am I kidding?
Yeah, that's true. Probably more of a Joe Freshgoods thing.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. All right, Katie. Well, I hope that answered that question for you. So we've got somebody else asking, does UK 991 have a narrow toe? I just copped the ALD 991 true to size.
It does have a bit more of a narrow toe compared to most of the other 99 series. But personally, for me, I go true to size usually in the 991. But that's because I go a half size down in a lot of the other 99 series. So
I
it's
did actually talk about this, and I did actually mention that it is pretty narrow, but I have narrow feet, so that's what I always talk about in my sizing sections, because depending on whether you have wider feet or narrow feet, I mean, it really changes depending on what silhouette you've got. But these are my Dover Street Market 991s, and I love these.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I pretty much go true in every 99 X shoe. The 991 I've always gone true. I think I've gotten away with a half size down with some of the older models. Like I'm talking like early 2000s, like 2010s, like around then. I've snuck into like a 9.5, but I'm pretty true.
All right. Pretty true to size. I would have to say the same. I'm pretty true to size as well. So I think I wouldn't size down or up on that specific silhouette. For those of you just joining us, we've got Ron and Sean. That kind of rhymes, actually. Ron and Sean in the house. And we're talking everything New Balance. We've kind of just been talking about some pickups, all about the hype with New Balance. And, I think we could talk a little bit about just some other collabs that we can expect to come out. Specifically, I guess, we've got 16 of these bad boys. That we can look forward to. Ron, you're going to give us the date for all of these, right?
Oh, sure. Let me post them right now.
Let me just write. I'm going to write the little the whole schedule on top of my postcard.
Yeah, keep it locked on NB's only. I'll keep you guys abreast.
All right. I mean, it's crazy that he's releasing 16. I mean, comes the creative director is just non-stop. Full steam ahead.
There's really no losers in that group. I was trying to look up and down, and I'm like, I can't even rank these. There's so many I want.
I don't even know either, because Sean and I were talking before, we started the live, and it's like, are we going to get all 16? Sean, watch us just cop all 16 in the end, right? We're just gonna so remember that conversation? We're like, we're gonna be pretty selective, and all three of us are like, actually, we just got all 16.
I mean, when you start comparing it to like 50 off-white dunks, it's not that bad, right?
Exactly. Yeah. We've got Dan D. He says, I watch all three of y'all's channels. You're a new sneakerhead. Incredibly, I have found this community and culture to be a beautiful way to connect with so many different types of people. Aw, thank you, Dan. Really appreciate that. Got fans that watch all three of us. So what are some of the New Balances coming out that the two of you are excited about? I know, Ron, you've got probably some New Balances that we don't even know that are coming about. So if you want to or can share any of those potential releases that we could expect this year, would be much obliged to hear.
Yeah. So one that was teased in the past week was Ronnie Feig with the Kith 990s.
Yep. That's my answer right there.
Yeah.
Ronnie Feig. Yeah.
Yep. The Kith lookbook showed the V2 and the V3. The 990 V2 is an homage to the Mykonos Cyclades, which came out about 10 years ago, the 997.5. And the V3 is an homage to the Daytona 1500 or 1600. So between those two, they've teased pictures of that. There is a V1 that is going to be a cactus colorway. And then there is a V4 that's a United Arrows colorway. So if you're wondering what United Arrows colorway looks like, it's essentially like that. But
wait, hold it in front of you, Ron. We didn't get to see that.
Okay. Yep.
Other way. Yes. Oh, I love that color scheme.
Yeah. So that United Arrows colorway. Again, I think Ronnie has worn that on and off on his feed the last 6 months. So if you want to get a picture of it, it's living on his feed. But I mean, that's pairs that I'm looking forward to. there are some other pairs that yeah, I can't like fully tell you about, but I can like allude
I was
to.
gonna see if we could
Yeah,
squeeze it out of you, Ron. I don't know. I was
yeah,
like, what's Ron gonna
yeah,
give us some juice
yeah.
tonight? You know, and
Okay.
it's funny. I actually ran into Ronnie just recently, and I didn't even know it was him. I was just looking at the ground. I was like, "Yo, nice protection packs." And I look up, and I was like, "Oh, you're the guy with that store that starts with a K." And he starts cracking up laughing. And you know, he was like, "Yeah, they just showed up, you know, outside my office." And I was like, "Where's your office? And can I have that be my office too?" So I get packages that arrive, but I'm like, "Oh, you're not the same sneaker size as me, so that's just a bummer."
Oh wow. Let's see what I can tease for you. I can say that that's not going to be the only 9060 collab you see this year. There's going to be one other big one. Um, there's also going to be, and again, I don't know on the dates yet, but probably not the last New Balance Joe Fresh goods as well.
Ah, really? We're not done
I,
with
Oh
Joe
boy.
yet, are we?
There's no rest for the
we're
wallet.
exactly.
yeah, no
They
rest
just
for the wallet.
they're killing us. I mean, May was just such a heavy month. My goodness, getting
Yeah.
pummeled
Take,
left and
take the
right.
loans out, guys.
Right, and it's like, are we on vacay this June? I think not. I feel like we're gonna get
Yeah.
pummeled again here and there.
And you've already seen 2 of those Jowns drop for this year. Don't be surprised to see a third.
I mean,
Okay.
I
All
love
right.
Jowns. I can't go wrong. They're so simple, and they just, no
Yeah.
matter what color he drops, I'm like, ah, am I going to get this? And I always cop it, and I always wear it. So, I mean, my favorite still is this colorway. I mean, I'm a sucker for this green. I don't know what it is about this, but
Yeah.
I love the Jown drops.
Stunning. And that shoe ages well as well.
Oh, I love it. So, I mean, I'm wearing it so much. I need to give it a little breather for a second. Almost made the mistake of stepping out in a puddle. I was like, oh no, not the suede.
Keep rocking.
What I'm
them.
looking forward to though, I'm looking forward to the V6. Even though like a lot of people hate on it, but I'm very curious. I want to get my foot in one.
On some
Yeah,
V6s.
I'm anxious as well.
Can we expect to see some more from Salehi, you think, Ron? I know he's in the Crocs world right now, but I don't know. I still, you know, I got a pair of the yurts and the newest yurt colorways. I just wasn't feeling them, and I feel like they make my feet look so big.
They are a big clunky shoe.
I cut that whistle off, I guess, to make them look a little smaller.
I will say the last round of those colorways I really liked. I like them better than the initial like wave of colorways. But yes, you will see one more New Balance Soleil by the end of the year.
All right, I'm interested to see what silhouette, even if he's going to switch it up, do something he's already done, or just go completely different. I thought he was just, you know, too busy with Crocs now. I can't even cop a Croc from Salehi these days. Saved my life. I never knew there would come a day where I couldn't get a Croc, but here we are.
Yeah.
Jowns are nice but overpriced. I mean, paying for that quality, you really are. What's up, Daniel Martin? Good to see you in here. When do the Teddy Santa's 990 V2 sea salts drop in Canada? Anyone know? Or are they only to be released on the ALD website?
I think New Balance Canada usually gets the ALD collaborations. It's just a matter of like logistics and when they get into the warehouse. So I would expect we get them in the next few weeks or month, if I had to guess.
Somebody's asking you, Ron, about a sneaker, I think, on your wall.
Okay. Which one?
Jason G. What's that 2002 behind Ron?
2002. Let's see. Is it this one?
Might be the one he's at. I think that's the one he's asking for.
Yeah, this one. So this is actually unreleased sample. This is
unreleased
actually...
sample. I was like, what is that red tag, Ron? I haven't seen that.
This is from a New Balance employee that will remain unnamed.
All right.
This is actually from 2 years ago. This was actually an unreleased collab with the retailer Bandier.
Bandier.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you know
So,
what? I actually saw a couple of these unreleased images and I was pretty bummed that they actually didn't go with them. And that was one of them.
Yep. Yeah. Again, I was blessed to get this pair, but yeah, what I love about it too, the gum bottom, like right away, I was like, oh my God, they need to drop it.
Ah,
I'm
I
not
love the
a
gum
big,
bottom with the yellow.
yeah.
It's a nice color. I would say like
Yeah.
Bandier has gotten some really nice New Balance collabs. Staud as well. Like there's some brands I feel like that a lot of people just don't think would do collabs with New Balance, and especially for women, I feel like they're tailoring to the ladies very nicely by collabing with Bandier and with Staud, and those are brands that they are, you know, kind of just subtly flexing them into their lookbooks and things like that. So it's really cool what New Balance is doing, I feel like, marketing wise.
Agreed.
There you have it, Jason G. A red tag special slip that none of us have on any of our New Balances. At least me and Sean. Sean, you got any red tags behind you?
Nothing.
Oh, man. Or maybe you have blue tags. I don't know. Sean's like, actually, I got a different color tag that both of you have never seen before. Unreleased, only in Canada.
I do want to ask you guys, though, what is your favorite, let's just say, like, not as obvious New Balance pickup of the year? Like, I don't want, like, not like the Jound Olive 99 V3 or something like that. Something a bit more low key, I want to say.
Sean's like throwing out my Jound options. I'm like, okay, all right.
I know that's what you're going to pick.
What am I going to do?
Yeah, what's something you guys picked up this year that's a little bit under the radar but you love?
For me, it's that higher learning pack, the 2002 arc. I have a green pair too that's up front, but I just love the simple colorways on them. I mean, outside of that, I think that 991 that Marissa showed, the DSM or the Flumby 40th, I think it's just going to be a pair that's just going to be in regular rotation.
See, and that was the one I was going to go with, actually, was this Dover Street Market, which, I mean, they're exactly the same, right? I mean,
yep, it's just the heel strikes.
It's just, you could barely tell, I mean, right there with the DSM. I mean, that's pretty much the only subtle difference.
The only difference,
That was definitely the pair I was going to kind of say that I've really been wearing these out. And a lot of people didn't realize that Dover Street Market was releasing those, so I was able to, snag a pair. I would say, on the topic of Staud and Bandier, like, this was just a really classic collab that Staud did with New Balance on the 327, and, you know, it's just such a really cool color. I see a lot of women who are now wearing this because of me, actually. I'm starting that trend. I'm like, oh, it's so funny when they forget what StockX is called or GOAT and how they mispronounce it. And they're like, there's this X brand, and that's where I buy my New Balance. I'm like, oh, you mean StockX? Like, okay, well, we'll see if we can get you a deal on there, but it may not be the retail price, because a lot of my friends think that the resale price is actually the price that the sneakers are selling at retail wise. I'm like, no. 400 is not the price point that New Balance normally sells at. What about you, Sean? What is your pair that has kind of gone under the radar?
I'm gonna go with the 991 Run the Burrows. So I was gonna go grab it, but it's at the bottom of like a bunch of shit.
I was like, and all of them fall down. We just watched Sean go for one. It's live like Jenga now, so. Falling down.
You guys can Google
forever
it
to be live.
If you haven't seen it, but Run the Burrows.
That pair is immaculate, Sean. I love that. Nice. The blue is just pops on that. So Marissa, it's the London Marathon shoe.
Okay.
It's gorgeous. They actually have a cool story behind it too.
I love a good story. You what?
Which I forgot already.
You're like, and the story has just it's in there somewhere.
If I remember it correctly, Sean, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, you had to like run from like bar to bar in that shoe to get it. It like
bar to bar.
there were like some bars along the route of the London Marathon, and like in order to actually obtain the shoe, you actually had to. If you didn't buy it online, you had to like actually run like a certain course of bars, and then at the last bar,
they would have lost that. Marissa would have been like passed out. Second bar, probably, if there were 10 people all running on top of me. Probably, I'm like, well, I tried. Gave it an effort. So it looks like everybody's kind of jumping in here and giving us their picks as well. So somebody's talking about the Crater Lake 998 from J. Crew in 2018. I forget about J. Crew sometimes. I literally walk into J. Crew every so often here in New York, and they really do have some fire New Balance collabs that just really are stealth, but they're very, very dope fire collections. You got any J. Crews behind you?
Not behind me. I have about half a dozen that are in the stash. Also my favorites as well. Like the 998s. There's a lot. I have a lot. I love all of them really. The Nighthawk is actually probably my favorite if you can Google that one. And again I'll run and grab some of these before the end of the show.
My favorite J. Crew goes to I think it's a Pebble Blue 998s.
Yep.
Pebble Blue.
Classics.
Yeah.
Mine disintegrated. I was on a vacation and I actually wore them, and they were literally flopping. About
you lost your outsole, Ron.
That's got to be like 10 years old now, I think.
Was absorbed.
Wow, I didn't even know that was possible. Ron's like, well, so we've got a midsole. The outsole is just not there. My toes are about to poke through the toe box region. No big deal.
Yeah. Fortunately, I packed some other sneakers for that trip, but yeah.
Someone's saying the Packer 992 is the best New Balance.
Yeah. I've always wanted a pair of those, but that's been like an unobtainable pair for me. Outside of biting the bullet and paying resale, I don't think I've ever had an opportunity to buy that shoe.
We got to get you over to Jersey, Ron. Introduce you to some Packer peeps over here.
Yeah, T-neck in the house.
Let them know who the New Balance god is, you know.
Tell
them it will bring them good fortune to give you this specific sneaker.
I just need a Packer 992. No, that is a gorgeous shoe, though.
Your gray 993s just came in today in time for a long weekend. Congrats. Kenny, you're leaving the Burrows on the shelf in London. Win there for the marathon is a big regret. You bought another 991 colorway at the flagship. Very cool. Very cool. For those of you just jumping in here, we've got Sean, Go, and Ron in the house. We've just been talking everything and anything New Balance. Talking about the quality to the fire collabs to the hype around the brand itself, and where we're kind of seeing the future that's headed for the brand as well, and also getting some kind of secrets from Ron, the man himself, here and there, seeing some red tags on some silhouettes that we've never seen before.
If New Balance only starts posting, we know what happened.
Yeah, exactly. I might have some DMs once we finish up here.
Well, Ron, as soon as I get a red tag on any of my New Balance sneakers, that's when I know I've made it in the world. So I will DM both you and Sean and just only post a red tag, actually. I wouldn't even post the sneaker itself. So somebody's asking, do you guys think that New Balance will move to a raffle system on their website as they get more popular?
I mean, I think it's pretty inevitable. The system's kind of broken. Pretty sure it's bottable from what I've seen. So, I mean, if the popularity keeps going up, I would hope it's just a matter of time. But I don't know from a system perspective what it costs to like overthrow this whole thing and put in a new system in place. But I mean, wishful thinking. I hope there's something a bit more fair, some sort of loyalty program maybe. That'd be nice.
Yeah,
VIP for us three, wink, wink.
Yeah. Sean brought up a good point. The loyalty programs that either like Kith has or ALD.
Yeah.
I think it's been a big plus as far as like obtaining some of these pairs. If New Balance were to adopt something like that, that would probably be a big win for us, for especially for like the title of this show, right? Like we're talking about how hard it is, right? I think it would help for the loyalists versus like resellers.
I rarely cop sneakers off the New Balance site. You know, I always tell people at the end of the day, like raffles are kind of where I really get lucky, and I think it's because sometimes people get lazy and they don't want to enter every single raffle, and I know it takes time and effort, and you know, sometimes if I have a day off, I'll even go and pick up a sneaker if I can, if it's first come first serve. But sometimes those lines get a little rowdy and Marissa freaks out and then ends up running home, so I do what I can to get, you know, as many New Balances as I possibly can add to the collection. All right. Good question on that, though. Let's hope that at some point we will have a nice, friendly loyalty program for us all. Much appreciated, New Balance, if you take the time to create that for us, actually, as soon as possible. So again, for those of you who are hopping in, we are going past the hour mark. So definitely, if you have any questions specifically for Ron or Sean, here is the time to do it. And definitely, Sean and Ron, let everyone know where they can follow you and find you on Instagram, YouTube, you name it.
Yep,
Ron, you go first.
Yep, I'm quick and easy. You can find me on Instagram under the tag NBSONLY.
All right.
Cool. And you can find me on Instagram at sgo8. I'm on Twitter at sean.go, spelled out, and youtube.com/seango.
So if you are all in here, hit that like if you have not already. We got some of the biggest New Balance heads in here. We got IMTMCI in the house. I appreciate the love, TMC. Always appreciate your support. And thank you so much for popping in here and giving these two a shout out as well. Everybody is commenting, by the way, on your content over here on YouTube. We gotta get you a channel, Ron. It's gonna happen this year. I feel it.
It's on the bucket list now.
Insider secrets, all that good stuff.
I know, exactly. Somebody's asking, what do you think of the first 990 V2 ALDs? I know, Sean, you reviewed the 990 V5s back in the day.
Yeah, I responded in the chat, but I said pretty much it's, to me at least, it's pretty much the GOAT 990 collab.
Yeah. What about you, Ron? What do you think? What are your thoughts on that?
Let's see, on the GOAT 990 collab or on the 990 V2 Teddy?
I think he's asking about, the 990 V2
The Teddy. The V2s.
Yeah, so from the first like 3 that came out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I actually like the V1 the best of those 3. I don't know.
V1,
he's talking about the I think he's talking about the older ones.
Or is he talking about are you talking about the newer ones or the older ones? So you like the 990V, I think I actually have that one.
Because he said you reviewed the 990 V5 back in the day. So I think he's talking about the...
Oh, he's talking about the first... Yeah, okay.
The very first ones.
Yeah, first one. I'm kind of with... I'm with Sean on that. It's like, it's the GOAT collab. Another pair that has eluded me as well, but...
I have some of the V1s here, though, so you guys can see these ones. But these are your favorite, you said, Ron?
Of the last trio that dropped.
Of the last trio that dropped?
Yeah. And I think part of it has to do with, I love of the V2s. I love the V3s. I think I'm starting to amass a number of them that, like, the V1 was a nice change of pace, you know, and
got too many V3s. Everyone loves the V3s. I'm like,
yeah, it kind of
the
is.
V1s need a little love, so they're like, Ron, love us too, please, Ron, give us some love over here.
Wear me, please.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's definitely simple, right? When you line all 3 up, like, it's definitely the most simple of the 3. But I have to say, and I don't know if you guys have the V2, but the V2 for me, it ran a little big. So I go true in most of them, and for some reason that V2 ran big for me.
Yeah, it's a little bit wider, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
it's
didn't
definitely a
fit
little bit
like
wider.
cement.
That's
Yeah.
exactly my thoughts when I was reviewing it, actually, was the width of the sneaker itself.
Hmm. Yeah, I thought that I just laced it like loose or something, but no. I mean, the one pair I did, and the other one was factory laced, and I felt the same about both. So
Yeah, I felt like
And
they were
that
like
factory
maybe
lace is tight.
a quarter size bigger than usual, maybe.
yep.
Something changed
Yeah.
up in the molding or something, Ron? Give us the intel.
I I don't know.
I don't know what
I'm
happened
just here for the
there.
free food. I don't know.
Right, I know. I'm like, what happened here? I mean, yeah, especially for me with narrow feet, I'm kind of just like going side to side in
Yeah.
those bad boys a little bit, but
Mhm.
nothing some thicker socks can't prevent.
Yeah.
All about the thick socks. Did the Atmos New Balance 2002 R Rats release yet?
I think it
I
did
believe, yeah,
on the weekend.
Korea.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say I'm pretty sure those did
in
release this
Asia.
past
It,
weekend.
yeah, it was Korea and Japan only.
Yep, Korea and Japan only. Sorry, everybody.
Mhm.
It's like poor Sean over there in Canada when we're getting everything in the U.S.
I know, right? Gotta pull up Goat or eBay or StockX one more time, you know?
Exactly. Came in late, but will we be seeing the ALD 991 review on the way from y'all?
Yes, 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 for sure. Whenever they ship, that is.
Not for me, peeps. I got my emails. They were not good ones.
Hey,
Really? Wow,
at
this must be
least you
the
got
first L
emails.
you took.
Those are my first emails from them. I'm like, what has happened? Why don't you like me anymore? I don't understand.
Hey, at least you entered.
Hey, this is true. This is true.
Yeah.
At least I entered.
Yeah.
IMTC has a question as well. It's let's see. I feel Adidas killed the NMD and the Ultra Boost by releasing way too many colors. Do you guys think that'll happen with the New Balance 550s?
Oh, and then he removed the message. Did he?
Oh,
I don't know.
delete it.
Can you see it? Sorry,
Yeah, on that
MCI.
note, it kind of goes back to my point about how Adidas was really focusing. They put all their eggs in one basket in a sense, whereas maybe the New Balance 550 might die out, and it probably would. But I feel like New Balance has such a wide portfolio of silhouettes that they haven't really tapped into, like the 997, 998, 999, 577, all these like classic models that have been kind of just kept in the dark for the past few years. So I think they'll be okay.
New Balance keeps us on our toes. They just go
They
back in
do.
the archives and it's like, oh, did you guys forget about this shoe that released in 1981? Oh yeah, here you go. Slap on some dope colors, add a nice collaborator to the mix, and we're gonna make it fresh again.
I want to say it's a little bit apples to oranges too, because I think when you look at the 550, you can talk about that shoe in the same genre as like an Air Force One, right? And that's like a staple, right? Like there's
Those
people
white
that
Air
are,
Force Ones.
yep, there's not people not in sneakers that will wear an Air Force One, every day of the week, right? And I think that's what we're seeing is we're seeing the non-sneakerhead get the 550. So I think there's going to be, I'm sure, a saturation point, but I also think at the same time, you are seeing the 650 out now, right? You will see some more.
Yeah,
650
we've got the
colorways.
650
Yep.
right here.
Yep, there you go.
My last love I got from
from ALD.
Yes. Used all my luck on the 650, Ron.
I've only seen some of the colorways of the GRs coming. I want to say it's going to be like Q3, Q4 ish, but outside of that, I haven't seen a ton of other 650s. You're gonna still see a lot of 550s come out. Some are really unique too. Like you would have thought they would have played out the different color blocking. Like there's some different variations that are coming before year's end that are definitely a little out there too. So expect to see some other like either materials or color blocking that you haven't yet. But yeah, the 550 I think is, if anything, it's established itself as like a a shoe that can become a staple now, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've been taking photos. This is my new thing, everyone, is I take photos in the subway when I'm riding it now, just to kind of like see what everybody's wearing every day. But the 550s, I mean, they're starting to become one of the sneakers I'm really seeing every time I'm in the subway with, you know, 50 or so people. I can at least assume I might see one or two, including myself, wearing them, of course. But
Yeah.
I guess I can't count my feet. But, you know, it is definitely something I'm seeing, at least in my industry, too. Because for the longest time when I've been going to castings with models, it's always been the white Air Force Ones. And finally, I'm seeing some girls popping out with some 327s or 550s. You know, of course, we'll see the Air Force One whites on a few feet dabbled in there, here and there. But it is refreshing to see, you know, this silhouette really becoming this lifestyle sneaker.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you actually brought up the 327 too, because that's still a silhouette that is still getting a lot of play as far as like not only collab love, but you know, even just on NewBalance.com and in general releases. So one that I actually just grabbed was from Figs. I don't know if you guys have seen this colorway before.
It's a nice blue combination.
Yeah, it's a little bit, it's a bold combo. And also it looks black, right? But that's actually a navy with a royal blue.
Oh, it's a navy color. Okay.
Yeah, with a royal blue. Shout out Jed Mitra over at Wear Figs. Again, they are putting out some really good
Wear Figs, like the scrub company.
It's the scrub company. Yeah.
Wow, that's the scrub company.
Again, like,
okay.
Collaborating with like brands that you never would have thought they would have. And if you actually look at some of their 54 or I'm sorry, the 5740s and 327s, they have some really cool colorways.
Wow. I mean, that brand has just been killing it. I remember seeing ads in the subway thinking, wow, I could probably wear some scrubs. Actually, those look pretty fire. They'll wear it. People think that I'm a nurse or something. I'm like, no, I'm just going actually home. Going grocery shopping. This is my outdoor look with my 327s. That's a fire collab, though. I think, you know, I've been seeing a lot of women actually at work even wearing the 327s. They have said it's not their most comfortable silhouette, but I feel like stylistically, it looks so good.
Yeah, agreed.
So somebody is asking about the 991 ALD price tag. Did it scare off people from entering? And can you justify the pricing just based off of the made in the UK tag?
I think it definitely scared off some people. Like the more casual sneaker consumers, for sure. Like especially in Canada, the after duties and tax price, I think it was like 450 Canadian dollars or something ridiculous. So that for sure scared off some people I know, at least. Is it worth it? I mean, it's kind of subjective. I'm probably not the best guy to ask if something's worth it because, I mean, I have a problem. But
like looking behind Sean.
It is expensive. It is expensive, but I think you do get premium materials, and it is obviously the tax on being a collaboration. But it is expensive, if I'm being honest.
Well, I can tell you the clothes scared me off.
Oh yeah, that was terrifying.
That was really scary.
Were there some ALD scrubs that we walked by that maybe we didn't see? Maybe
oh my god! Can you imagine the price point on those scrubs, Ron? My goodness, it'd be like $1,000 pair of scrubs just to have the whole fit. I'd have to go half scrub in it, maybe, you know, just like a tile scrub top.
Yep.
That's all I would be able to afford.
Hashtag no scrubs.
Oh my gosh, right? Make a new rendition of the TLC song with that.
Yep.
So for those of you who are catching in at the end of this, we've got Ron and Sean with us this evening. We've just been talking New Balance all night, and it has flown by. It's already 10:30. So if you have any last questions, we're going to start concluding our live. But somebody said, sorry if somebody already asked this, but when are the ALD Oxford 550s coming out? I don't know.
I don't know.
If Ron doesn't know, then Sean and I definitely do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw a dart at a calendar and
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe
Better
maybe it'll
guess
hit.
than, yeah.
See if that actually hits. Yeah, that's you know, it's going to be a difficult one to pin down, but hopefully we'll know at some point in time.
Yeah.
All right. All right, everyone. If you joined us for the first time, thank you so much for watching this live. It has been a minute since we've had Ron on, and this is our first live with you, Sean. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Ron. It was a pleasure. I can't see you, but
Yeah.
I can hear you,
I know,
so
I
that's
can't
kind of
see
cool.
you either.
Oh, you guys can't see each other because you
yes.
don't have... okay. I was like, you're just listening to each other's voices.
Yeah, it's all good.
Ron, I feel you. I see you there.
Yeah. No, it's all good. No, pleasure, Sean and Marissa. Thank you again for having me once again.
Yes, of course. And hopefully we can have you guys on for some more lives in the future. I know that we are probably going to have like 50 more releases coming out for our next live, hopefully. And, you know, may the New Balance gods be with us. We will have copped all 16 pairs on this postcard. We make it happen
Goals.
now. Goals,
Hashtag
I know. Hashtag
goals.
goals. Exactly. But good luck to everybody else who will be going for future New Balance collabs. Keep pushing. I know it's a grind, but I swear you will be rewarded every time you cop a pair because they're so high quality, so comfortable to wear. And again, if you are not following Ron or Sean, be sure to head on over to NB's Only on Instagram. Literally, Ron is pumping out content all day, every day with the latest heat and trends they're going on with everything New Balance. He's got like the New Balance cap on, the Goosebumps tee on. Nobody's rocking the ALD fit though tonight. I'm disappointed, all of us, actually. Sean's like, there is no way, Marissa, I'm wearing that whole ALD fit. I'm sorry.
All right, no, all right. Next live, Marissa, I'm doing ALD scrubs.
All right. I really hope that, you know what, let's just do a whole kind of team effort. Let's just all go in different colored ALD scrubs. Let's hope they release 3 different color options for us. That would be amazing. But again, everybody, hit that like if you were in here this evening and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Hit those notifications too. We've got so much heat. I know it's sad that we've come to an end on our New Balance kind of week that we've had. I thought it was going to go 7 days. It went a little bit longer than that, and probably pump out one more tomorrow when we get those Joe Fresh goods in. So again, a pleasure having the two of you on. You can stay on actually for a second. We can chat and hopefully I can pull your faces up so you can see each other here. But again, everybody, thank you so much for joining us until our next live. I don't know when that'll be, but I'm sure we'll have you both back on again. Have a good evening and a good rest of your week, and may the New Balance gods be with all of you.